Well, the holiday season is traditionally the time that many Americans choose to thank people who provide them with services year-round. CBSN Boston's Brianna Pitt spoke with an etiquette expert about who you should tip, how much, and when.
Well, joining us now on CBSN Boston to talk holiday tipping is etiquette expert Jodi Smith. Jodi, there are a lot of questions about this time of the year. So first and foremost, do you believe that we should be tipping people like the mail carrier, the doorman, a security guard if you live in the building, trash collectors, and so on?
So almost that entire list, everyone except for the mail carrier. If your mail carrier is a federal employee, a U.S. Postal Service letter carrier, they are not allowed to accept tips according to the ethics regulations. You can give them a gift. So please do recognize them by giving them a gift. Everybody else that you mentioned, everyone else on your list, these are people who make your life easier all year long, and you absolutely should be tipping them.
How can people figure out what amount they should be tipping, and then does it vary for different workers?
So this is one of the things that I wish there was a magic number and I could tell everyone that this is the amount that you tip, but it varies. Some of us live in moderate housing, some of us live in luxury housing. Based on where you are you in the middle of Boston, or you are out further west in the Berkshires? Where you live, your geographic region, as well as the abode where you actually make your home, those prices help to dictate. So in terms of a general guideline, I like to say between about $50 and $200, but it depends. It depends on the kind of lifestyle you have. The more extravagant your lifestyle, the better the tipper you should be.
Okay, and Jodi, what about group gifts, like, say, parents who want to all pitch in for a gift for their kid's teacher?
I love the group gift, because a teacher can only have so many #1 teacher mugs, especially if they've been teaching for 15, 20 years. Instead, have a parent, have a caregiver who is part of that class, organize a group gift, and talk to the teacher. It does not have to be a total surprise. One year for my kids' teachers, we gave them e-readers like Kindles, as well as gift certificates to be able to buy books, downloaded them online. Another teacher really wanted to be able to go out to a really nice dinner with their spouse, and so we got them a gift certificate for the fanciest restaurant in town. So talk to the teacher, and please, for all of those teachers out there that have no more room in their cupboards for #1 teacher mugs, do the group gift. Please, please, please.
Jodi, aside from a teacher, what are some of the people that we interact with in our daily lives? If you can give us a quick list here of the people that we should make sure we tip this holiday season, aside from the mail carrier, because I know you mentioned that.
Right, so no tipping them, definitely recognize them, but no tipping them. Everyone else that makes your life easier, your hairdresser, any sort of pedicure, manicure people, if you go to a spa, if you go to work out on a regular basis, the newspaper delivery for the old-fashioned people that still get newspapers, if you have a lawn that gets mowed, if you have a driveway that gets cleared, if you have house cleaners that come in, dog walkers, babysitters, nannies, all of these people that make your life easier all year round, these are the people that you want to tip.
Some people who usually tip, they may have taken last year off because they were struggling financially with the pandemic. So what is your message to people who might not be able to afford it again this year? Is there some other way that people can say thank you?
Yes, so a lot of times people, if you've lost your job, if life has been really difficult for you financially, will think, I'm just not going to tip at all. And that's fine. If your finances don't permit you to tip and you have not been using the service, then you don't need to tip. But at a minimum, write a handwritten card to this person and let them know that you appreciate them, that you hope that times are going to be better. If you're somebody that is a baker and want to make some gourmet cookies and give them the cookies along with the card, do something to make sure that they recognize. So somebody like your garbage pickup, These are people that, even if you're on financial hard times, are still picking up your garbage. You want to recognize them. If you don't have the money to do it right now, at least acknowledge them with a card and maybe some homemade cookies. And then when your finances are better, whether that's Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, sometime in the spring, or even 4th of July, tip them when you can. But don't ignore the end of year tipping, because the message when you ignore it is that you did not appreciate them. You want to make sure you at least acknowledge people at the end of the year.
Okay, and then Jodi, finally, when should people give an end of the year tip? Is this something that should be done prior to Christmas? Maybe people want to use that money. When should you tip?
I love this question, because now, right after Thanksgiving, this is the ideal time so that these people are able to then use the tips to help make the holiday special for themselves and their families. So if you're listening to this right now, now's the time to get out your Excel spreadsheet, figure out who's made your life easier, and be generous. Be as generous as you can with these end of year tips.
All right, so get the wallet out or get the baking stuff out and start working on the cookies. Etiquette expert Jodi Smith, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Happy holidays.